Den číslo 5 mistrovství Evropy, Trendyol Evropský šampionát roku 2026 ve volejbale žen. A je nám velkým potěšením, že ve chvíli, kdy už odpočítáváme závěrečných 20 minut před startem odpoledního utkání, konkrétně týmu Řecka a Rakouska, jste na svých místech a užijete si společně s námi skvělou atmosféru. Je to taková zajímavá a důležitá předzvěst večerního utkání po 19. hodiny. Hezky pro české volejbalistky a pro český tým. Tentokrát tedy souboj Řecka a Rakouska. To jsou týmy, které nemají zkušenosti proti sobě stanut na mistrovství Evropy. Hráli proti sobě ale třeba ku příkladu v jednotlivých kvalifikačních utkáních a zatím má opravdu výrazně navrh Řecko, které vyhrálo všech 6 vzájemných utkání. Co se týká evropského šampionátu tady v Brně, tak Řecko má zatím bilanci 2 výher a 1 prohry. Rakousko čeká na svoji první výhru po 3 porážkách. Ladies and gentlemen, dear fans, we welcome to Czechia, we welcome to Brno on the start of the 5th day of the CEV Trendyol EuroVolley 2026, and we are getting ready for the very interesting matchup between the teams of Greece and Austria. Greece to win and 1 loss. Austria still looking for their first win on the tournament after 3 losses. So take your seat and enjoy great atmosphere, because it's about 18 minutes to the start. Pojďme si tedy užít už závěrečné odpočítávání jednotlivých minut. No a pojďme teď hezky zatleskat hlasitě. So please make some noise. Round of applause for team of Austria and Greece. Rakousko a Řecko. Poděkoval také tím, kteří stojí za Trendyol mistrovství Evropy ve volejbalu žen právě tady v Brně roku 2026. Thank you very much.
We're in Brno in the Czech Republic for day 5 from the CEV Trendyol Women's EuroVolley Championship, and it's a big afternoon for Greece as they take on Austria. Winless Austria are out of the running for a place in the knockout round, but Greece can put themselves in a great position in Pool B by taking a third victory on the bounce. Austria, though, playing for pride, and they'll be looking to try and take a set off Greece, which will be their first set at the tournament. Greece, though, have recovered very well from their Game 1 loss to Czechia, and now looking like contenders. Thanks for joining us here on EuroVolley TV. Simon Golding with you for this one. And after the players arrived at the magnificent Pavilion Hall and caught up with a few fans, we caught up with both teams.
Coach, it's not easy to come back to EuroVolley stage for Austria. In the pool you have higher ranked teams, but either way you showed good volleyball. What are your expectations for today's match? How you see your chances?
Yes, for us it's already a success story that we are here. I think it's 55 years ago that Austria participated in the EuroVolley championships. So it's a success story that we are here, and we need to take as many learnings as we can. I think we had 2 good first matches on Friday, Saturday. Yesterday was not so easy for us emotionally because maybe we expected a little more on the paper. But still, they all play really good volleyball, and we need to continue our story. And I think the chance will come that we can go for a set minimum, maybe even for more.
Coach, with 2 wins already in your pocket and after a day off, you are facing today Austria. What are your expectations for this match and how you can evaluate the performance of your team so far?
First of all, we want today to make the job. What means make the job? To qualify to the next phase. So we need to be serious. We need to play with serious and professional way in order to win Austria. I think that we are better than them, so we need to play with quality and win.
Which element can be crucial in this encounter against Austria?
I noticed that previous days Austria had many problems in reception, so the strong service and the solid service is one key reason in order to win, and after to control and to play in our game and to play in our speed.
Thanks to Martina for our interviews with both the coaches there. Apostolos Ogonomou, the Greek coach, and Roland Schwab, first of all, the Austrian coach. So, as Roland Schwab said, Austria qualifying for these championships for the first time since 1971. That is the big story. And they just would have liked to have gone a little better in the pool matches. Maybe today is the day that it all comes together against a Greek team appearing in their 8th EuroVolley tournament. However, if we dial it back to qualification, Greece beat Austria twice to make it through alongside them to this EuroVolley championship. Wins then over Ukraine and Bulgaria, and looking for a three-peat today to book their place. Whoop, well played by our 2 referees with the coin, and the 2 captains taking the toss. So Lamprini Kostandinidou, the setter and captain for Greece, hasn't started the last match, and so she'll be looking for some court time. And in terms of the Austrian captain, Nina Nasimovic, has had a relatively quiet tournament. Got a quick look at the results there, and this is where it's more important how those results reflect on the table. Serbia 3 from 3 are top, so they're through. Czechia, when they play Ukraine later, they can also book their place. Greece the same. If they beat Austria, that pretty much guarantees them a place in the round of 16. Anna Maria Galic, opposite player for Austria, didn't start yesterday's match. Julia Trunner was given the start there. Raab came on and hit well, Carmen Raab in the number 2 shirt. Other side of the net, the Greek team led by the power scoring of Marta Antuli, 63 points and counting at the moment in this tournament, but getting some good backup. Elpida Tikmanidou, the youngster, 17 years of age, 37 points. Chatsifra Stradiadou, the middle blocker, 25 points for her. Efrosini Bakudimo, another player that hasn't started all the matches, 26 points. And Papa Giorgio through the middle, and Angelopoulos through the wing, also into the mid-20s. So the Greek team are certainly getting support for Antuli. It's not just a one-player team, Greece, and that is so important as this tournament moves on. In terms of what Austria can do today, well, first and foremost, the pass has to improve, because Dana Schmidt and the other setter that comes into the action, Victoria Deisel, are really struggling to get an offence running with the way that the ball is being sprayed about. So they have to try and pass the Greek serve well. And that's the top scorer for Austria. Just going through her final part of the warm-up, Cora Marina Chabel on 33 points. So here are the two squads. Austria, first of all, just about every single player now is featured apart from Dagmar Hensel. The double sub brings Diana Vavrek and Victoria Deisel into the action. That's been pretty effective. Will Hinteregger return left side today with Chabel? We will see. For Greece, a little steadier, but they have made changes. So Evangelina Tani has come in at setter for the captain, Konstantinidou. And she's actually getting a little more court time. She may start as the playmaker in this one, but it's Antuli that is the big threat, and Austria now. In the red then, Austria take to the floor, heading past Ace, our EuroVolley mascot. Losses to Serbia, Czechia and Ukraine, all in straight sets, and that's a disappointment for Roland Schwab, despite being so delighted to make the championships for the first time in 55 years. In the dark blue shirts, Greece head out to the court. They lost 3-1 to Czechia on day one. They were mightily disappointed and then really got tested by Ukraine. Came through that one in 5 sets, but against Bulgaria they played their best volleyball and looked really impressive for their 3-1 victory. Today against Austria, if they win, it's 3 in a row. That pretty much gives them their round of 16 spot. Top 4 teams qualifying from each of our pools. So the action and the introductions to the starting lineups on the way. First of all though, out come the flags, and it's time for the national anthems of both countries.
Milí fanoušci, prosím, povstaňme a vyslechněme národní hymnu Rakouska. The offense, if you're able to, please stand for the national anthem of Austria. A nyní prosím vyslechněme národní hymnu Řecka. And now the national anthem of Greece.
Greek coach Apostolos Oikoumounou wants his team to be professional, and he wants a full focus coming into this match. Data and results show that Greece are the stronger team, and by quite some distance, but you still have to get the job done. And Austria now playing for pride, nothing to lose. give it everything against this Greek team, and maybe they can claim their first set of the tournament. So starting lineups will be out momentarily. Before we get there, let's meet our two referees for this one. Including the referee that did quite the juggling job with the coin at the coin toss. Agnes Vatkai Katana from Hungary is our first referee. And Mathilde Eo Dutili is our second referee from France. So that's the officials in place. Time now for the lineups. So you can see how each of the teams counter each other. Chabel and Raab are going to start through four. So Raab gets a start after playing well yesterday. Schmidt sets. Galic returns in the opposite slot. Kolman Mejic and Nesimovic through the middle. Chasofria Stradiadou is going to start with Papa Giorgio. Those two have been very impressive down the centre of the court for Greece. And Tuli is opposite Tani again. So Tani is the playmaker once more, ahead of captain Konstantinidou. And the youngster Tikmanidou starts with Bakumidou out through the wing. So no start for Angelopoulou, but she's a very able and very skillful replacement to bring in if those two don't fire out on the left side. So that's your lineups. Let's confirm those now onto the floor. Carmen Raab hit the ball very hard yesterday. Fortunately, without the ability to help Austria to win a set against Ukraine, but she was good from the bench. Aida Kolman Mejic has been the regular starter through the middle. Top scorer, Marina Chabel. Number 14, Dana Schmitz is going to be the setter. Number 16, their tallest player, 2 meters tall, Anna Maria Galic in the opposite position. Eva Stabenteiner has been playing well at Libero. She starts in the different coloured shirt. And captain Nina Nesimovic, number 18, is the other middle blocker with Kolman Mejic. So that's the lineup for Roland Schwab. He's been tinkering with his lineups, but so have most of the teams. Let's see if this group of players can get into the match against Greece. Other side of the net, if you're going to win a tournament or you're going to take medals at a big tournament, then you need strength in depth. Greece have that. They've used pretty much their whole team during the course of this tournament, and whoever has gone onto the floor to start has generally delivered, particularly over the last 2 games, particularly against Bulgaria. So Chatsiv Stradiadou starts through the middle. Elpida Tikmanidou, number 3, is going to be outside. No start for the captain in this one. So the setter has been playing really well, and Evangelina Tani is going to start in the playmaking slot. Efrosini Bakumdimo is going to be alongside Tikmanidou on the left side. And then through the middle, Papa Giorgio had a wonderful game at block against Bulgaria, and she joins Chatsifri Stratiadou in the middle. Apostolos Oikonomou's team then on the floor. The only other player to mention, Martina Xanthopoulou, who starts at Libero. The other Libero, Georgina Antonakaki, is going to be wearing the regular shirt, so she comes in as a passing substitute and does make a difference when she runs across the back line for those 3 rotations in terms of giving some respite, particularly to Tikmanidou, to keep that pass solid. And Tuli then, number 91, their top scorer. She starts right side in the opposite position, and at 2 meters and 2 is just 2 centimeters taller than Austria's tallest player, Galic. We're good to go then in Brno. Set number 1 about to get underway. Greece then in the dark blue shirts up against Austria. Greece winning their last 2 matches, and impressively so, beating Ukraine in 5, Bulgaria in 4. And a win against this Austrian team in red would book them a place in the last 16. For Austria, it's been a very different tournament. The joy of qualifying has been tempered slightly by the lack of results so far. Cora Chabel, their top scorer, then at the line. playing out on the wing with Carmen Raab and starts with an ace. Well, there's no pressure now on Austria. They can play, they can enjoy their last 2 games here at the EuroVolley. They've made a solid start. 2-0 up then in this race to 25. And another ace. Wow. What a start from Cora Schobel. Takes herself to 35 points for the tournament with a double ace. Wow, that did nastily in front of Anthopoulos, the libero. Not quite a hat-trick, but it's a pressure ball and a chance to attack. Schmidt goes on the reverse to Galic. Galic doesn't get a full swing on that. Goes again. Better. 3 turns to 4. Austria flying out of the gate in this game. Greek subs don't look particularly worried. It's a sluggish start. Day's rest seems to have affected the Greek rhythm, and we've got an early timeout for Greece. So my Greek isn't good by any means, but I'm pretty sure the coach was just referring to the fact that the Austrian services are dipping down around the 3 metre, the attack line. So they're not serving deep. Pass must adjust to that. If he'd offered Austria this one as a start, would have been delighted to take it. Greece haven't got going yet. This early in a set though, it's not a big enough lead just yet. Deeper serve, Tikmanidou caught high. Antuli bangs it to her favourite position. Schmidt covers. Free ball, Greece have to go again. Look for the middle. Well dug, second ball. Defended by Schmidt. No setter this time. Tunney defends. And in turn, Stubbenteiner puts it in the air for Austria. And this is an extended rally that is going to put some mileage in the legs. Still in play. Good counter block. Galic gets the reuse. Out wide to Raab, who hits it very hard, and she hits it right into position 5 and into court. Well, not into court, but via the block. Block touch, says the referee. I think Coach Okonomou wants to challenge that. So it is 5 points for Austria at the moment, subject to this challenge. 2 per set. If you win it, you keep it. Lose it, you lose it. Stradiadou is the player that was told she touched the ball. She immediately went to the coach and said it wasn't me. So the challenge is successful. That means Austria have missed the court. Greece take their first point and retain 2 challenges for the rest of the set. Bakadimu, very good out of the back line against Bulgaria, and that looked to me like it was very close to the passer. No challenge this time though, just about. Got the dodgeball right there, the Austrian passing unit. About this for a start then. For the team in red, Austria off to their best start in a while. Ouch. Antuli unleashes and hits the Austrian captain, Nasimovic, and very keen to make sure that Nina knows she didn't mean anything by it. 3 metre spike reach on that one. It's a long way off the floor, it's a long way in the air. Chasif Stradiadou then with the serve. Attacking wise, she's up in the 90s for efficiency. Becomes the setter in that rally and delivers a good ball. And Tully didn't get her feet there. Whacks it out of play, and this is a bit of a stumbling start to the game for Greece. Clearly the day off has affected the rhythm a little bit. They were so delighted and played so well, to be honest, against Bulgaria for that victory. But this is a slow start, and Austria need to capitalise. First swing for Tikmanidou. I love the attention to detail there. Came in for the full swing, but realised the block was organised, and watch her just pull out of the swing here and go for height and control. Clever. It's in, and it's very good. Korman Mejic on the slide D. Just running around the back of Schmidt and creating lots of width and problems for the Greek block. Carmen Raab to serve. Played with confidence when she came on in the game against Ukraine. And that's a belter. Ace from Raab. Interesting, isn't it? Coach Oikonomou, in his pre-game interview, was talking about Austria's frailty on the pass. Well, it's Austria that have exposed the Greek serve reception in the early phases. Slide attack from Papageorgiou, not the tallest middle blocker at just 1.86 m, the Panathinaikos player. But the number 18 was awesome against Bulgaria with her blocking. Thanks from her. Here's the youngster, youngest player in the match, Tikmanidou. Can't believe how confidently she plays for a 17-year-old. Galic into the net. I said 4 points isn't enough early in the match against a higher seeded team. Got to work really hard now to cling on to that lead, keep the scoreboard moving. Austria's demand is to hold on to this 3-point cushion as deep into the set as they can. Another good server, Tikmanidou. Very good. Raab came on yesterday and she hit very well. She avoided the block and she found the floor. Chabel seemed to pick up on that yesterday, and she has been pretty much unstoppable since. Encouraging signs for Austria. Korman Mejic sends it into play. Tikmanidou with the pass. Very well defended. Bakadimo has to go again, gets the reuse. And Tuli, way out of system, can do nothing but roll it over. Galic isn't getting enough on it again. Tikmanidou chasing a very low pipe from Tani. Not Tikmanidou's fault at all. Well patrolled by the Austrian block. And they've done more than just protect the 3-point lead. They've managed to improve on it again. Well, so far Tani's delivery to the pipe has not been good, and I'll be surprised if Constantinidou, the captain, isn't warming up, ready to come in. Second time out taken. Greece have not started this match, and Austria are making points for fun here.
Και πάμε να βρούμε το ρυθμό μας. Αυτό μας ενδιαφέρει, να βρούμε αμέσως το ρυθμό. Μην κάνετε εξεζητημένα πράγματα. Φέρει, σε κλείνουν την ευθεία, πήγαινε διαγώνια. Έχεις ένα μπλοκ, χτύπα Μάρθα. Έχεις slide, κάνει commit στο slide. Αλλά τώρα πρέπει να βρούμε το ρυθμό μας. Αυτό μας καίει τώρα, εντάξει. Και καλύτερο service και ηρεμία γενικά, αλλά να βρούμε το ρυθμό μας τώρα. Άντε, τέλειωσε. Έλα.
11-5, coming towards the middle of the set. That's starting to get towards the territory that Austria need to win it. Remember, they haven't won a set here. this EuroVolleys yet. I think teams miss a bit of a trick there, so Tikmanadu is the target for the servers a lot of the time, but all she has to do is focus on her pass on that attack, because she's got Antuli available, and then if it's a good ball, they've got the middle and Bakadimo as well. So I'd like to see that serve manoeuvred more into traffic, cause a bit of a disturbance for Antuli's approach. Dig from Tikmanadu. And good work from Bakadimo. She's a powerful hitter. 6 years of age, plays in Italy for Talmarsons. Just 1 meter 81 tall though. Looks up for that though with the jump and the power. And Austria get themselves in trouble again. Once more, Tani's pipe is, well, it's low, but I would also say Tikmanadu isn't really driving in. You've got to get your left foot down as a right-handed hitter as that ball is in the setter's hands, and Tikmanadu was waiting. She wasn't in her approach as that ball was played. So a little warning sign for Austria. Bakadimu has to come and fetch the ball again. It's very low and she's hooked it out of play. Tani having some real problems with her set location here. Seven. Austria looking good at the moment. Another out of system ball. Bakadimo hits it well. Austria defend brilliantly. Oh, that's how to do it. Chabal right on the edge there, takes it off the top of the blockers and scores another valuable point. Austria are flying. Shank pass of Xanthopoulou, ace for Schmidt. Taking all the factors into consideration, Austria have now manoeuvred themselves into a winning position. Comeback from Greece here would be massive. Tani puts another point on the board, but what Greece are not doing is backing it up from the service line. Austria still turning that scoreboard. So Schmidt's got to get her distribution right here. Austria have to pass better than that. It's wide. Worth a go. I don't have any problem with Chabal hitting that hard to the sideline. She's only missed by a fraction. But that's the first time Greece have managed to double it up. Got Antuli to return. And she's there in the front court now. Okay, this is a dangerous moment for Austria. Timeout surely on the way. Problems here for Austria. If Greece keeps serving well, Antuli's now in the front court. It's a huge block to try and get past.
Super Service, gut im Block, viel Disziplin im Block, dann können wir verteidigen und gehen mutig drauf. Okay? Dann über so viel im Out und die anderen jetzt vorne ist, eher die lange Diagonale suchen. Okay? Wenn wir im Zuspiel die Chance haben, weg von der anderen 1er, ansonsten die Angriffsrichtung dorthin. Hey, er spielt total lästig. Okay? Gehen wir. Noch der Auszeit jetzt. Sideout. Gehen wir. Sideout jetzt. Hopp.
Team on the money with their serve reception at the moment. It's the area that Austria need to stay very tight on. And as a coach, at that moment in time, I don't see any problem with just reminding your players they've still got a very good lead. That's a big boost sometime. That does relieve pressure. Simovic waits, front court middle. Not good from Chabel. This time she finds the shot she was after. And what a great way to do it. First one cross court was just out. This one makes all the adjustments and nails it. Powerful hitter, Chabel, but good control as well. And it was her serving that set the tone for how Austria are playing now. We're round to rotation one. 93 clicks on the speed gun from Chabel. Chance to take it at 17, taken. Oh, magnificent from Austria. I'll be honest, I didn't have anything on my scorecard except 3-0 for Greece. Austria have made a remarkable start here. And Tanokaki is in to try and stabilise the pass. Xanthopoulos nicely delivered, and the ever-reliable CEV Trendyol puts it away smoothly. She runs it really basic. In on the power. If you don't cover me, then I'll hit it. If you do, I'll flip it across my body to one. Ouch. Kadimo into the net. Jana Gertner comes in as a serving substitute. Just long. 21-year-old middle from the Steel Volleys Linz club, which is where Roland Schwab has been coaching, the head coach. Nice lead from Xanthopoulos. Serve dealt with well, and Galic puts it away. I'm not sure why Tikmanidou didn't react there. The ball was in the air a long time off her block. Maybe she thought CEV Trendyol was going to play it. Again, the sub's not looking too fast. Chikyoda, the opposite. That's unlucky. That's unlucky. Korman Mejic touches the net. Spotted by our second referee, Mathilde Tilly from France. And challenged by Austria. They disagree with the referee. Korman Mejic would have been instrumental in telling her coach to challenge there. Still got a challenge left if he loses this one. He's still got a timeout left, so things are still very much in Austria's favour here. Greece are going to have to get one huge run on the scoreboard. It's not impossible, and the way Austria have given points away at times at this tournament, then Greece know that they can still do this. Yeah, it is a net touch, but it's hair. And if it's the ponytail, it's legal. Good challenge. So 2 challenges in the match, both of them won. One for each coach. Referee will explain.
Okay. On base of challenge decision, the rally is replayed because it was a hair fault at the net.
There we go. Ponytail point. And the point will be replayed. That's not great from Galic. She'll be the first person to admit that. Just worked hard to get that replayed point and you give it away for free. However, Greece in all sorts of bother here against a team yet to win a set in Brno. Out from Antuli into the 20s then Austria. They haven't been there much this week. In fact, I think the only time they've been there was the third set against Serbia in their 3-0 loss on the opening day. Right, Raab composing herself. This is a big moment for Austria. Another couple of points and this is their set. So attention to detail, important. Be stingy. Be uncharitable. Austria, don't give it away. Six points, a massive lead. Can Greece score 6 before Austria can score 5? That's the basic equation. Good leave. Just got under the ball there, Tikmanadu, but it could still have gone in, and that was a nice judgment from Raab. Simovic comes back in, replaced by Gartner for the service. Stabantainer comes on to replace the middle passer. Middles used to pass in the old days before the Libros. Well, some did. Good dig from Hinteregger, who hasn't started again today. I'm quite surprised. She's very like Chabel as a player, and I think maybe just the serve reception was letting her down. And another out-of-system ball planted in the net by Austria. This is where they must not give 2 or 3 of these away. And still a 6 lead. At last, Greece put one in and immediately get the benefit. Overpass is finished off by Chasif Stradiadu. As long as it's a block, that's okay. Defended. Chance. Tani spreads it wide. Galic wasn't really ready for that, but she managed to play it, and then Chabel absolutely melts it over the baseline. Was going for the fingertips on the block, didn't get anywhere near them. But we are going to have a look at this. So he's got 2 challenges remaining still, Roland Schwab, because he won the ponytail challenge a little earlier. So he's retained his challenges. Oh, and it's the yellow circle. A fingernail touch. Well spotted, coach. 2 successful challenges. And you'd have to say that everything at the moment is going Austria's way. Block, nice coverage from Chabel coming in off the wing. Now she takes on Antuli, but Antuli threads it down the line. It's a shot I'd like to see Antuli play a lot more. I know her favourite is crossbody swing deep 1, but when she does hit the line, she generally makes the shot. Very important this now for Austria, that they hold it together. They do have a timeout remaining. So there is another chance for Roland Schwab just to slow it all down, and he uses it straight away. I think that's a good decision. Sooner rather than later in this instance.
immer normal. Okay, du bleibst da rüben bei der Dana, du bleibst auf der 4. Okay, dass wir die Annahmesituation verändern, du hast dann die anderen 90er über Kopfballzieher und die kleinere in der Blocksituation. Okay? Von der Priorität? Okay? Hey, geh mal,
Yeah, that was more on the relaxed, we're still 4 up style of timeout. But Schwab will be feeling it. The coach will be just suffering a bit inside here. So Schmidt's next setting choice is important. Who does the setter feel is going to get the job done here for Austria on this point and take them to 23? Turns it to the reverse. What a pick-up from Tani. Well, it's play on and no challenge. Might have been bookmarked if Greece lose the point. Well, Austria win it, and we're going to go straight away to the challenge because as far as Chatsiv Stradiadou is concerned, this ball was down mid-rally, so Greece feel it's still their point. And that's the way to do it under the modern system, with the assistant coach sitting with the tablet and bookmarking points during the rally where they might challenge. The way to do it is play on. But as it is, they played on and Austria won the point pending the challenge. Second challenge then for coach Apostolos Oikonomou. Won his first one, just like Roland Schwab. I think there's a fairly good chance this will be 4 successful challenges in set 1. There we go. So compression of the ball takes it over the fingertips and onto the floor. Challenge is successful. Point to Greece. We don't replay that one because it has hit the floor. And that's where the modern technology is just brilliant. It is perfect. And we lost almost nothing. We still got a rally. Also means the referee doesn't have to call that one anymore, which is so tough when you're up on the stand. Austria given a lifeline. 2 points required. That's being signalled by the subs. Chabel back to rotation 1, which has been their strongest rotation. Good dig from Schmidt. No, not quite. Yet again. Chatsiv Stratiadou given the ball and she scores. Attack the power, cut it to the angle. They don't look concerned, Greece, at all. They do not look worried about the situation. Constantinidou comes in. So the captain is going to play a role in set 1, but not, I don't think, as a setter. She's in for Bakadimu as a server. Oh dear, skipper. 3 points in it, chance for Greece to put the pressure on. And the captain, who didn't play the last game, puts it out of bounds. Austria with 4 opportunities to win the first set of this European campaign. In the finals, that is. Captain Nesimovic serves. It's a good one. Block is there. Austria have won a set in Brno. 25-20. You'd think they won the match, but why not enjoy? That's a moment to celebrate. Austria lead Greece by a set to 0. Very nice stop. They stack the block, threw Rub out wide on the right instead of the left, and she's done a fine job. Left Galic on Antuli, which is what Tani was reading. Wow. Well, where Austria are concerned, I think we have to take everything in isolation. 25-20 for a 1-0 lead. But Austria need to now treat this game as 0-0 and go again. What the stats say: 4 aces from Austria, 3 blocks. Special teams was awesome, and they did just enough in offense to keep that scoreboard moving. Signs of a Greek recovery towards the end of the set, but let's not take anything away from Austria. They lead the match. Serve placement from Austria. It's not so much about the zones they're serving in, it's about the depth of serve and getting the ball to dip down onto the shins of the Greek receivers, drawing them forward and then hitting them hard deep. Worked very well during the course of the set, and they minimised the errors. Nice work. A moment to enjoy for Austria, winless so far in the tournament, beaten in straight sets in their previous 3 games by Serbia, Czechia and Ukraine. But now, against the team that beat them in qualification, they take a lead. So Cora Schabel, top scoring with 9 points for Austria, all smiles. It was her jump serving at the start of the match that set the tone, and Austria followed all the way through with that kind of form. So 1-0 Austria over Greece. What does set 2 hold? It's going to have to be a superhuman effort from the Austrian players to maintain this. Away we go with set 2. Dana Schmidt, the setter, puts it in play for Austria. And straight away, Antuli laces it. I love her line shot. I just think it's a great ball. And when you've got the power, use it. Opens it right up there. And nails between 6 and 5. So the tone set by Antuli and Greece to start set 2. Chatsiv Stradiadu with the serve. Austria out of system, and Schabel, their top scorer, out of luck. And I'm afraid we're back to what we've been seeing from Austria for most of this tournament. Greek players didn't look distressed at all in set number 1, although they lost it, the coach didn't seem too worried either. I think they confidently expect to come back and win this in 4. But Schabel and her team have other ideas. Still doing a bit too much work out of system, Austria. Right, here's the serve that put Austria in the lead. And it's a serve that gets them to tie the score. We're quite a ways off talking about a fairy tale result here. But Austria staying patient and doing all the right things for the moment. Oh, good effort from Galic. I do like Austria's willingness to stack the block So they're trying to put the tall Galic at 2 meters up against the slightly taller Antuli at 202. It's good thinking from Austria. Galic now goes back to her more familiar right side to attack. That's a brilliant piece of defence from Bakadimu. And we're going to get a call against the retreating setter. Usually when that happens, it's the setter has put their foot over the centre line. And remember, if you shadow the centre line or your foot is still on it, that's all absolutely fine. It has to be right over the line. We're going to have a look at it. Well, we've had 4 successful challenges from 4 so far in the match. Roland Schwab wants to be convinced of the fact that this was a footfall. I think it was Schmidt, it might not be. Well, no, it might be Galic instead. Put your knee down, your hip down, your hands down, as long as you're not interfering with an opponent, but you cannot put your foot over the line. Stabenteiner, very much part of Austria's better performances. There we go, it is foot over, and I think it is Schmidt. Always tricky when you're the setter and you try to drive back to your defensive position. That's when you do tend to go over the centre line. And Antuli then, 4-2, Greece recover. Too easy from Galic. Nice coverage off the block though. Similarly from Greece, Xanthopoulou turns provider. Antuli out of the back line, goes for the line again. And having sung her praises on that shot, she's put this one out. It's our real-time line call with our brand new CEV EuroVolley volleyball. It's nice to see a white ball back in the game. So a few errors just sneaking in for both teams at the moment. Neither team finding a rhythm at the moment in set 2. It's the 17-year-old, Tikmanadu. I think she would have attracted the attention of a lot of coaches at this tournament. That's a cracking serve. And that's good ball control from Greece. They get their full reward. Michaela Papageorgiou, the Panathinaikos middle player who started this match with 25 points in the tournament, a lot of them from a block, gets one in attack. Do enjoy the pre-point coverage when we get a look at the faces and you get a real indication of how players are feeling. 96 clicks on the speed gun. That's a big serve from Tikmanadu. That's a big shot from Antuli, who could see that all the way, and despite Chabel's best efforts, the ball is out. Greece take a commanding lead, and for the moment the fairy tale is suspended for Austria.
Wenn wir es schaffen, dass wir der Anna-Maria den Ball ein bisschen mehr Antenne wieder pushen, dann kann sie auch mehr an Linie gehen. Schwieriger in der Defense auch. Okay, das ist das eine Ziel. Das zweite von der Position, die Mitte 1, wenn sie gespielt, können sie ruhig mehr auf die 1 noch drauf gehen. Vor allem, wenn die Außenblockspielerin noch mithilft, in der Assistent-Situation, die Diagonale hinten ist, dann noch mehr Richtung 1. Okay? Ho, ho, ho! Okay. Weiter, wieder wir.
Former player Ingrid Schweger in the background there in that last timeout. Starting to become the norm now. A lot of former international players with their coaching ambitions starting to come into the game on the women's side. Xanthopoulou defends well. Tikmanidou takes over on the set from Tani, and I thought she put a pretty decent ball in the air for Bakdimu. But it's the old D-cell. If you're going to attack on a finesse ball, you have to be aggressive. You've still got to be aggressive, even if you're going to hit the ball slow. Ace for Galic. Nice recovery from Austria. Good timeout from Roland Schwab. Santhopoulos getting her distances completely wrong there. Didn't look comfortable with that ball either, but passed it well enough, and that's a better set. So Tani putting a little bit of a peak now on the sets to that pipe. Just trying to run that ball super quick, but that's got a peak on it for Antuli to swing at, and she goes back to her more familiar crossbody shot to one. Might have been going out. Papa Giorgio chooses to play it, and Raab gets a point. Coach Ikonomou of Greece just starting to pace the sideline and look a little bit antsy. And what was convincing from his team has been less so in the last few minutes since the timeout. They really don't want to give Austria any more chances in this match. Tani then to serve, so the setter's back court, and Tully returns to the front court. And when you've got a massive blocker in the front line and you miss your serve, it hurts even more. Simovic returns to court, so both middles on the floor for this one rotation. Polman-Majic, the other middle with the serve, and it's the two middles that get the job done. Well played. Austria just a point down. Maybe it's a Greek timeout on the way. No, Coach Ikonomou's going to let his team play their way out of this. I reckon Chatsiv Stratiadou's attack efficiency is high 90 minimum. She's been unbelievable. I can only remember one attack she hasn't put away. Well, the Austrian pass is hurting them, but the ability to hit the sidelines for both Raab and Chabel out of system is helping. It's offsetting some of the issues. A good swing. Nearly a mix-up. Tikmanidou leaves it. Xanthopoulou just about got there. Austria can go level here. Oh, that has been absolutely crushed. What a shot from Carmen Raab. Full pace pipe. 3 blockers on it, and she still nailed it. Oh, this is fantastic from Austria. And the encouraging start from Greece has been cancelled out. Back comes Angelopoulou, who's been starting all the matches for Greece in that left side position. 21 years of age, just 1.80 meter tall, but she can leap. Doesn't get much chance to attack that one. Antuli has just made the baseline on her favourite shot. Yeah, the number 20 didn't start the game the other day, having started all the previous ones. Angelopoulou, and I've noticed she's come on with a pretty heavy knee strapping on. And that's why you need strength in depth at these tournaments, because it is not for the faint-hearted. You've got to manage your resources well as a coach. Players have to keep themselves in shape through some tricky times. Austria give it away again, so having worked so hard to get level, Stratiadu serves the ace to take them away. The Czechia fans, incidentally, getting warmed up for the big game against Ukraine this evening. That's why there's a lot in the Pavilion Hall already. And I can promise you that drum's going to be hit a lot harder later on. Stratiadu with the serve. Ball given to Galic, who hasn't had a point for a while, so that'll do her a few favours. Austria's tallest player, about 2 metres. That Chabot serve has been going well today, 95 kilometres per hour. Another ripper down the line from Antuli. With control, wasn't a full flat-out spike. She's been mid to high 90s, Antuli, on some of her spiking. Boskovic of Serbia has been up around the 105, 106 area. So this ball is being hit very hard. But as a lot of players are finding out, sometimes you've got to take away some power and concentrate on the accuracy to get your point. It's not just about hitting as hard as you can. Galic defended by Tani. Xanthopoulou turns setter again, and that'll be given as a throw. So this is the new rule. Came in for the VNL this summer, and it's been continued on into this competition. So if you're attacking, you cannot throw the ball anymore. The power tip is gone. Straight hand or straight arm and fingertips, that's all you can do. And the power volley that we were seeing so frequently, that is absolutely out of the match. Milicevic is out, so the Austrian captain usually returns to the bench for a serving substitute at this moment. Jana Gertner is usually the substitute that comes in to serve. Missed her last one when she was subbed on in set 1. Puts this one in play, but without pressure. And Antuli didn't get her feet to the ball. She's coming in at an angle. Watch Antuli, the number 91, coming at an angle. And yes, the set wasn't where she was expecting it to be, but she never closed the gap to the ball. And so there was no court left for her to swing at. I think she thought that was going to be a back set pipe. Good, very good. So dynamic, so mobile, Papagiorgio. And that's another good lesson. When you're sometimes turned as a setter onto the reverse, I promise you, just set the way you face him. You will pick up a ton of points for your hitters. Hopefully you won't have to turn too many times. The pass will be good enough. Good reaction. Xanthopoulou keeps it in play. Overpass from Austria. An overhit for Papagiorgio. And Austria gifted the point. Greece are making heavy work of this. Xanthopoulou can't believe it. Neither can Stratiadu. It'll do from Tani. Good reaction on the block from Korman Mejic to give her defenders a chance. So a single break, that's all at the moment for Greece. Goes out to the double break for the 3-point lead. And again, coming into the business end of the set, this is where Austria really have to focus if they've got any hopes of taking another in this game. Side out required. Papagiorgio to serve. Raab with the pass, recycles to get available. Good pick up by Shabel off the block. And Galic with space to work and just couldn't test Antuli. Classic opportunity to play the beach cut shot, but overhit it. And Roland Schwab has seen enough for the moment, and for the first time in today's match he's going to use the double substitution, which has been quite effective. So Victoria Deisel, the backup setter, comes in backcourt. She replaces Schmidt, the setter, front court, and Diana Vavrik comes into the front court to do her job. Yeah, good shot. There's a lot of positives about the way Raab hits the ball. It's a venomous swing once again. She's happy to take that angle on. And new setter Deisel letting her know that that was a good set. And a good serve to follow. And it's game on again. There's our Czechia temporary Austrian fans, I think, enjoying this one. Angelopoulos beaten. He's got both timeouts still available, the Greek coach, Coach Oikonomou. He might be using one soon. Fortunately for Greece, Shabel has missed out of the back, and they think it's a miss on the court but not on the block, so another challenge. He's got one left. Lost his first challenge of this set, Roland Schwab. So needs to win this one. The Austrian players were pretty confident. No confession yet, and no yellow circle, which is always the indicator. And if there isn't a yellow circle, there's usually no block touch. So challenge is lost. That's both challenges lost for Coach Schwab. One timeout remaining. With everything remaining, and that shows me that Coach Oikonomou is happy to let his players play their way out of the situation. Defended by Angelopoulos, little slowly to the ball. Antuli can't make the shot. Shabel nails it, but the blockers slow it down. Antuli goes again. This time forces her way through. And Schmidt will be waiting to return when the 3 double substitution rotations have played through. But I'd be tempted to leave Vavrik on for a serve. Good work from Komamec. So we might see the staggered double substitution reversal. Youngster, 17-year-old Vavrik, enjoying the celebrations on that point. Austria still have a genuine opportunity here in set 2. It's a cracking serve from Hinteregger. Substitute substituted on, and then nearly a mix-up on the pass. Oh, that's so frustrating from Austria's point of view. They did everything right, they earned the opportunity, and at this level, you've got to take that. For some reason, Hinteregger tried to take the ball from Raab. I think just keen to play once she's on court. Vavrek, off a slightly out of system ball, misses, and Greece now surely home and dry in the second. And that block just about puts the lid on it. Strateatu next to the giant Antuli.
Von einer Angreiferin,
Von der Austria.
Von einer Recycle-Situation mutig ist und dieser Block ist, nehme das, okay? Aber wenn wir zwei Freeballs hintereinander haben und wir sind in der Lage, Breakball zu machen, tut's weh. Den Schuh müssen wir uns anziehen, da müssen wir besser ausspielen. Wie vorher, Mitte, einer Block, boom! Wenn wir das zweimal schaffen, können wir den Satz drehen. Okay? Gehen wir! Side up! Okay! Go! Go!
So comfortable lead for Greece. Timeout serves a function. Data would suggest there are not as many serve errors after timeouts as we think there are. You can still see them. So double substitution is reversed, then they don't let Vavrek have a serve, so Schmidt comes back with Galic all at once. Very good. From the most reliable middle at the tournament, number one for Greece. Strateatu nails another point. Well, this is Austria's best performance at the tournament, without a shadow of doubt. But it does look now like Greece have control of the game. They're going to win this set, and Austria have got a long road ahead for the next two. They want to take it any further. Strateatu into play. Defended by Tani. She turns provider for Antuli, and the tip is good. 25-18. And I guess what Greece were expecting, to be in control in the second and to be able to level the match at one set all. That's exactly what they've done. Absolutely no problem there from Stubborn Tyner. She got herself in a good position. She was there to cover the power, which is what Antuli's been going with for most of the match, and she still got a good release out of the defensive position to get a touch. Just a little unlucky with the deflection. So from Austria's point of view, the mindset must be the game has restarted. We go again. Greece will just be looking for more of the same, and will be fully expecting a maximum points victory from here by 3-1. Can Austria do anything to stop that happening? Special teams, unfortunately for Austria, not anywhere near as good. No blocks and just the 2 aces instead of 5 and 3. And then on the other side, an improvement from Greece. Greece are playing now it's a very different match. Attack direction then from Greece. Well, they're peppering the line, and Tuli in particular is enjoying hitting deep 5 and deep 1. With the occasional tip thrown in. Keeping the block guessing roughly 50-50 cross court and line. Keep the highlights packages coming. I really enjoy seeing the way a set feels as you go to the best bits, and also the emotions of the players. You get a great view of what you've just watched. And also you get to enjoy the shots that were brilliant over again. So there's a lot for Austria to think about here. Change of ends. Maybe that'll help with a bit of a restart. I think that the most worrying element has been the reaction of the Greek players. At no time have they looked stressed, even when Austria were putting pressure on them, even when they won the set. That would indicate Greece are completely confident of winning this game in 4 now that they have some control. Austria have to dig deep, reduce the errors, tighten the pass up. I know it's a long list of things to be saying against a very good serving team, but that's the reality of volleyball at this level, and Austria have to go there if they want to test Greece and push for another set. Down at the starters, Tani will start again, double figures then for Antuli. She's made a few errors, but generally speaking she's been steady. Papa Giorgio, Chatsi Stratiadu are going to run the middle, and Bakdimo has been outside with Tikmanidou, but Angelopoulou has come in to replace the teenager. On Austria's side of the net, it's about the ball control. It's how much control they can get on serve reception. Can they get some sort of stable offense together and keep the scoreboard turning? Set number 3 then. Away we go. In the navy blue, the dark shirts, Greece playing catch up, but they have caught up. Austria getting off to a very good start in the game, but the Austrians in red then conceding with all the same old problems in set number 2. But without a doubt, this is the best Austria have played at the tournament so far. Their return to European volleyball for the first time since 1971. When the ball was white, when you could only score on your own serve, and when there was not a libero in sight. And 15 points was the target. 25 now. Greece have got 2 of them in set 3. In addition to that, you could block the serve. You could have another go at the serve if your original ball toss wasn't on the money. The game has moved on a long, long way. There's been so many secondary rule changes that have developed the sport to the spectacle that we now see. And then on top of that, we now have the technology to aid the referees, all of it making volleyball just one of the premier sports now. What a serve from Chabal. She served brilliantly in this game, and Bakadimu is confident she got a touch there. Her teammates not so convinced. Having not taken a challenge or a timeout in set 2, the Greek coach, Apostolos Oikonomou, is going to issue a challenge pretty early here. And he's issued it on the basis that Bakadimu says the blocker touched her shot. Challenge lost. Come on, we all know a player that thinks the blocker's touched it every time. Oh, first miss hit from Chabal. It was nearly a miss hit, Ace. Nearly caught Antuli. Tani's done really well coming in as the playmaker for the experienced Lamprini Constantinidou. Not quite had the set location in this match, but starting to stabilise now. Good work from Austria to keep that ball in the air, and they're going to get a shot at the point. Galic defended well by Xanthopoulou down the line. Starbentiner keeps it off the floor, but that is going down. Well, as brilliant as Chati Stradiadou has been in offence, her blocking hasn't always been there, but today her blocking has been on song. A very disciplined shutdown. Good stuff from the Olympiakos player, literally. 4-2 Greece, early move then from the higher seeded team. Ferocious serve from Bakadimu, much better pass from Austria. And this is what they need. They need to offload the pressure on the wing spikers. And you do that by making sure the setter can access the middle. Good work from Korman Mejic. Nice set from Schmidt. Tani trying the anything you can do, we can do just as well. Some doubt to the point, but yet again, let's see if Stradiadou has done it. She's high 90s for this game once more. She serves. This is where Austria have a real problem, and have had a problem at these finals. It's one step forward and then a big step back. Schmidt got to that. She was under that ball, she was stable and just couldn't bump it into the window. No blame on Raab, but there is blame on Raab for that shank pass into the crowd. A bit of everything for Austria at this tournament. And it's another timeout now.
Wie viele Angriffe brauchen wir für einen Punkt? Wie viele Angriffe brauchen wir für einen Punkt? Einmal, zweimal, dreimal, viermal Angriff, Punkt. Einmal, zweimal, dreimal, das ist das Thema. Okay? Ihr habt Mitte, Überkopf, nicht so den großen Block. Das sind die Zonen, über die wir jetzt punkten müssen. Und die 91er vorne ist. Highball 4 ist nicht so einfach, das ist Lösungen suchen. Okay? Aber wenn wir es schaffen, dass wir Mitte, Überkopf spielen können, dann müssen wir da sein, dass wir gewinnen. Okay, go, go, go.
Essentially, the message has to be received better, but that's a rather ethereal statement. That's why Roland Schwab is avoiding that and talking about the height of the block, talking about a slightly higher and more stable set. With a role to play here, Nasimovic has to motivate the Austrian players once again. But I have to say, the attitude of the Austrian players, win or lose, has been magnificent. And they're still dancing. It's one way to keep warm. It's all quite straightforward again for Greece, having been rattled in set number 1. Transition ball, nice and accurate, good tempo set from Tani. Angelopoulou does the rest. Let's see if Stradiadou keeps serving. Chabert tested. Raab forced to tip. Good adjustment. Really good adjustment there from Bakadimo. It felt like she had a look here to see where the defenders were, and then off pace just rolls it between 6 and 5. But it was deep enough to be a problem. 9-3. This is a service run that is putting this set to bed for Greece. What a pass. Oh, backcourt attacker, foot on or over the attack line. It's the only thing that has denied Greece a quite fantastic point. Tuli hasn't had much work yet in this set. Don't think that's coming back. Now, I don't know if you saw that. A member of the crowd there just reached across and touched the ball. Generally speaking, the fans are told not to do this because that ball is still playable. I know it's mad that anyone could get there, but technically it's not down. No protest from the Greek players. Very good. Chabert out of the pipe. And just like set number 2, after Greece got a good lead, Austria, at almost exactly the same point, make a move to counter. Brilliant. That is an exceptional pass. That ball was dipping really low. And Bakadimo controls it beautifully to Tani. Tani releases Papa Giorgio, who hits that ball hard. And Tuli then getting a bit of a rest in this third set at the moment. but still contributing. Dipping ace from Antuli, 11-6 Greece. Timeout 2 for the Austrians might not be far away. Hit hard by Angelopoulou, well defended Austria. And again, attacking the ball, you can't power tip and deviate the course of the ball to swing your arm at the ball. So it was in, but the whistle had already gone for a fault. It's just not allowed anymore, and the block was good anyway. Players still looking a bit confused about the call, but the rule has been very clearly explained this summer. And I think it's good. I think we were seeing far too much, particularly in the men's game, of that kind of mid-air football throw-in off the block. That's all gone now. Timeout arrives for Austria.
Let's go. Alles gut, okay? Bleibt mutig in der Angriffssituation am Block. Es geht immer um einen neuen Ball, okay? Das, was hinter uns war, ist hinter uns. Nächste Chance, wo probieren wir wieder spielen. Aber vielleicht, was vom Center Call hast du jetzt kurz Kopf oder was machst du jetzt? Ja? Ja, Maria musst du überlegen, oder eins und dann weiter. Okay? Hey. Let's go, weiter. Okay?
The theme from the TV series Friends playing out in the background by the Rembrandts, and I still remember coming home from a local league volleyball match, sitting in front of the telly, turning it on, mid-90s, and watching a first episode of Friends, and hooked ever since. Right, enough of that. Back to the action here at the EuroVolleys, and back to the job in hand. Greece are all over this, and they really aren't having to play out of their skins to do it. Disappointingly, Austria are giving them far too much for free. When you see Anna Maria Galic hit a ball like that, you do wonder why it doesn't happen more frequently. But when the timing is together, when the kinetic chain is there on the swing, it is impressive. 86 clicks, that is hit hard. Raab then needs a good serve, gets a good serve. Antuli out of system, out of the pipe. Controlled by Austria. Set location a problem again. And it produces a free ball, should be the point to Greece. And it's solid from Angelopoulou. Just focusing on her contact point here, and knew that if she did that, it would be going deep into 5. In comes Hinteregger. So she comes in for Raab. Like Raab, pass can be a little shaky, but Hinteregger's a good operator. Galic slowed down again. Antuli makes the defence, and that's a lovely tempo ball. It's an absolute joy setting to players that can hit a ball at this pace. Lacademo, one of those players that can do it. Chabel hits a good ball off a tempo set. Angelopoulou loves to go fast. Magnificent. Papa Giorgio again. Watch the discipline on the block from the number 18. Fabulous. Didn't chase it, didn't reach the wrong way, didn't close, just come up, over and press. Very good. Greece running away with set number 3. Angelopoulou hybrid serve, and it's in on the baseline. the outside of the baseline with our real-time call. First mistake Greece have made for a while. 2 challenges remain for Austria and substitutions. The double sub could feature again here for the team in red. But Roland has got no way of stopping the game to talk to his players other than that. So, change up. Chabal is out. A new player on court, number 10, left-hander Julia Trunner, who plays left and right side and has done so at this tournament. Captain Nasimovic not happy after that one. Well, Austria will make double figures eventually in this set. Hinteregger leaving one that was in all the way. They have had one set where they didn't get into double figures, humbled in set 2 against Serbia before recovering and playing well against the bench. There's a mix-up in Hinteregger's defence. I think she felt Trunner was maybe going to pass it. Greece doing everything right at the moment. There's me confidently predicting that Austria are going to make double figures. Well, they're making hard work of it. Macademo in conversation with Schmidt at the net. Both players at the same club in Italy, at Talmassons. Hence the friendly chat through the net. I'm sure this match as well will be discussed at the next Italian training session. Suddenly getting to 10 points looks like an absolute grind for Austria as Greece continue to turn the scoreboard. Papagiorgio, another tough serve. Galic blocked, went full throttle at the hit, but because she was isolated, the blockers had a read. And Chatsiv Stradiadu now, who's emerging as one of the top scoring middles at this tournament, puts another point in the bank. Playing well. Oh, at last, Austria get to 10. I could say a big thank you to Markela Papagiorgio for that. Good blocking, comes back and hit Bakodimu. Getting good discipline. Dagmar Hensel, who hasn't featured a tremendous amount at this tournament, gets out to Galic well and shuts off the angle in the middle for Bakodimu. 11 points the lead. Overpass, no, contained by Tani. Front court setter, so she can play it over the net from above the height in the front court. And Antuli, who hasn't hit a ball for a long, long time, laconically strokes that to position 1. Look how calm and comfortably that was hit. Didn't bother with the celebration either, because there are bigger fish to fry, as it were. Tomorrow, Greece plays Serbia in their final game in the pool. That's why a result today was so important. Serbia undefeated at the moment here in Brno. Galic blocked again. Every time she goes for her bigger, longer arm swing, Galic, the blockers are able to get a fix on it. And then that press becomes a bit easier. 24-11. Trina delays the inevitable. It's a good pass from Hinteregger under pressure. But clinical from the most clinical middle at the tournament right now. Chatsiv Stradiadu with another point in offense, and Greece closed the door, slammed the door in set number 3. They lead Austria by 2-1, and Greece now looking favourites for the win in 4. Good pass from Angelopoulou, good availability from Greece's number 1. So after that sparkling start from Austria, 25-20, things have got gradually tougher. 25-18, 25-12. Greece in control, special teams improving all the time as well for Greece. 4 aces, 4 blocks. And all Austria could manage was an ace and a block in those 2 columns. And Greece flowing in offense as well. Well, Greece have control. Austria now have a real fight on their hands in set 4. Greek attack zones. If you're above 20% through the middle, then the pass is generally reasonable, so the setters are able to function. They've come away from Antuli. They're not overloading that right side anymore, and the left side is getting some work as well. From Austria's point of view, well, when the ball has been there, they've used the middle. Right side. Galic has been given quite a bit of work, but she's not been able to beat the block on a regular basis. And now, for the moment, Chabel is off. Well, here we go then with set number 4 in the red. Austria going to have to play their very best volleyball again. We saw some of that in the opening set. They won it. but the response from Greece has been immediate and it's been decisive. So the team in the dark blue lead the match by 2-1 now after losing the first, and looking highly likely to take their third victory in Pool B on the bounce, which should be enough. In fact, it will be enough to put them into the round of 16. They were so disappointed losing to Czechia in game 1, but Czechia are playing well. In front of the home fans, there will be another packed crowd this evening for Czechia's game against Ukraine. Ukraine have to win that. So we've got a bit of a thriller potentially on our hands here on EuroVolley TV for that one. And the only thrill here will come if Austria can find their form again. Schaberl is back onto the court. Her jump serve has been scoring points. And so has the block on the back of it. Captain does a fabulous job. Nina Nasimovic down the middle. This time the middle turns it away from Nasimovic. Good defence from Schmidt. Doesn't go to Papagiorgio this time, goes back to Antuli, who's worked the line shot more than I've seen her play it in a long time. And it's working pretty well. One error on her hitting down the line today. Other than that, she's been perfect. Got to have a strong shoulder to do that, though. Antuli serves. Quietish game for her today. Galic off the top of the block, still not able to score on a regular basis. And Thule off the top of the block as well, but if you're hitting powerfully, that deflection is very different. Can Austria offer any resistance in set 4? Again, the block slows Galic down for the defender. It's coming back as a freebie. Looking for Papagiorgio again, and does it easily. That is a marvellously athletic hit. Ooh, I think, yeah, Stubborn Tyner has stabbed her finger, unfortunately, on that last defensive play. Fireball accompaniment. Heralding Papagiorgio's spike. Chatsi Stradiadou on the bench for the moment for the libero while she goes through the backcourt rotations. And, running repairs allowed in the game now. Another small change to the rules that I like. Game doesn't have to be stopped. Player doesn't have to be sent off for medical attention. If it's something that can be dealt with, physios get it done, on we go. Very good. Hopefully Stubborn Tyner's fine. Yep, she's all right. Papagiorgio gets the defence. Angelopoulou doesn't get on that pipe. And that is not really working for Greece today, the pipe. They've hit a couple of good ones, but generally speaking, the link hasn't been there. Comeback from Austria is excellent. Another good shot from Carmen Raab. Just long. When Greece started to play in set 2, Austria did really well to keep pace with them on the scoreboard. not let that lead develop too much, and they're trying to do exactly the same again in set 4. Serves. Slider well blocked, very well blocked, 5-all. Austria cancel out the Greek lead early. Now they've got to try not to let Greece go away again. I'm just trying to force things a little bit at the moment. Austria still letting Greece off the hook with those errors. Stradiadou returns. She's the on-court captain in the absence of Constantinidou. But that presents a problem as well, because the middles aren't on court all the time. So technically at the moment, Greece have 3 captains. And this is where it gets so frustrating for Austria. They've done all the hard work and they just give it all back again. And the referee says that was an attacking shot, not a block. Seen worse. But the referee set the tone, set the rule for this match, and absolutely sticking to it. Very good consistency from Agnes Batkai-Katona. Back to the power and out again. So Greece returning the favour and giving points back to Austria now. First time in a while Shatsiv Stratiadou hasn't won the point in offence, but still manages to get it done with the block. Would have been challenged anyway. Good defence from Galic. And good aggressive hitting from Chabert. Not the tallest left side player, but she gets a long way off the floor and she hits the ball clean. Really keeps challenging the blockers. It's a good line-up from Antuli. That seems Yadu just couldn't get over the net. Not quite on the line. It's interesting, all the Greek players there signalling that was in. Our real-time graphic, though, says it wasn't, and it actually wasn't as close as the Greek players thought. Can't be challenged. Wow! Oh, Antuli roofed by Austria. And Austria take the lead. Oh, this is really characterful stuff from the Austrian team. And what a block from Chabel. And the normally reliable Schmidt gives it straight back. Long way to go before we start talking about 5 sets, but at least Austria are in the conversation. Irene Chatziv-Stradiadu with the serve. Chabel races in off the wing to get to another ball that wasn't wide enough. Good defense from her. And great movement from Tani to get the setup. Chatziv-Stradiadu made the defensive touch, called the ball, and Tani scooted out of the way and into position. That's good work from the setter. Nice pass as well from the middle. Nice from Galic. So second time in this set she's hit between positions 5 and 6. Not with as much power on that occasion, but on both of those spikes she's found the floor. It's not the same flow to the Greek attack at the moment, and then when you factor in the lack of errors being made by Austria, that's why the game is a bit tighter. Until he goes to the baseline. Tani into the front court now for 3 rotations. Austria must at the very least keep pace with Greece, and they give one straight back. Well, I wonder if Stabentiner called that. Raab really shouldn't have got involved there. Libero looked like she had the line covered. Anyway, Ace Antuli. Oh, everything except the line touch. That was so good, that shot. Cut away from the body with control, but just out. Just like that, Austria make it tough for themselves again. 3 quick points, and Roland Schwab forced to call a timeout.
Wie ist jetzt Mitte gegen Mitte? Wie ist jetzt Mitte gegen Mitte? Ist gut! Okay? Anna-Maria, Cora, euch zwei sind wir im Rennen. Fällt nicht viel. Okay? Ihr produziert Angriffspunkte. Das ist okay. Das können wir noch hinbringen. Und dann geht es darum, dass wir unsere Chancen, unsere Freeball-Situationen dann fertig spielen. Das haben wir. Okay? Gehen wir.
Well, Greece have control of the ball on reception. They just don't seem to be running a fluid offense. Austria's lack of control is still causing them a problem. Not really able to use the middle on a regular basis, so the wingers having to do all the work. (14-11), Greece then resume. And Tuli puts the ball in. Raab takes it off the block, but defended nicely by Angelopoulou. And Tuli out of the back line, hammers it down towards the corner at 1. Back up opposite. Chikioda applauds on the bench. Fans starting to come in as well now for the Czechia game. That'll be on after this one from Brno. Oh, it's so disheartening for the Austrian players and for the fans. I'm sure your team has done a great job today. There's nothing wrong with that attack at all, apart from the fact that Chabert has got her angles wrong. Still lots of positives though from Austria, not just in their mental approach to the game. And then all of that is undone by these errors, mostly on serve reception. That tends to be where it all starts to go wrong. And so the next hit, if they get a pass away, is under real pressure now. It's better. Tries for 6-5, Galic. Defended well and hit really well by Papa Giorgio. There's a bit of a risky set from Tani. Blockers had seen it coming. Whacks it off Galic.
Der erste war absolut richtig. Gut gehalten und wir probieren über die auf die 2 Spiele. Das war alles gut. Okay, Blocktouch, dann sind wir in der Rallye. Es ist so viel, dass der Block einige. Die Hände nur rüber. Dann ist ja eine Angriff-Block-Situation. Lasst den Kopf oben, okay? Annahme, Lina, halbes Feld. Rüberschieben zu Carmen und dann probieren wir Sideout spielen.
At some point in the proceedings now, thou shalt play AC/DC. I wonder, in a sporting context in arenas, what is the most played song of all time? Probably an impossible stat to work out. AC/DC got to be up there though with one of them. Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond. Not much for Austria to celebrate now after a great start to the match and some spirited efforts at the starts of set 2 and 4. I'm afraid once again the wheels are off, and Greece now going to put them right down. They're going to punish them now and get this job done in 4 to give them maximum points on the table. And Greece, who came here as qualifiers but came here to make the knockout phase, are on their way. Changes her angle, gets enough power on it, and Austria stop the scoring for the moment. Jana Gertner comes in as the serving substitute. That run of points there on the graphic is unsurvivable. All Austria can do now is try and make the scoreboard as positive as possible. See if Gertner can oblige. Nope, cancelled out with Antuli running from the pipe, which she does on this particular rotation, rather than go charging all the way around for the 10 ball. Just step across one position and hammer down the middle. Raab is still a young player, Carmen Raab, and I think there's a lot of potential there. Galic will improve as well as she gets stronger. There's a lot within this Austrian lineup that you could see in 2-3 years' time. Certainly having an influence in the pro leagues. Maybe taking Austria just that little bit further. Comes Dijssel, backup setter. And comes Vavrik. In fact, it's Truna that's come in on the right side. So she's played right and left side in a single game. Yeah, it's a touch. Nice balanced hit from Raab. And Austria giving it their best shot here. They face Bulgaria tomorrow, last game of their campaign. And they'll be looking to do something very similar in that match. And to take a set off a team that Greece beat 3-1 just the other day. Two points required for Greece to take their third win on the bounce. That's the first of them. Chatsiv Startiadou not happy with her contact on this ball. Hit it pretty well. Match points, and plenty of them for Team Greece. And it's a clinical finish. Not sure if we're going to get a challenge here, just to delay the celebrations. No, I don't think Roland Schwab is going to bother. Greece have done it then. Austria off to a very good start. Certainly gave them a bit of a scare, but it also inspired them to find a decent level, which Greece did. And once they got there, Austria were unable to respond. Greece then beat Austria by 3-1, and they will move on in the championship. So Greece get to take another victory photograph. And they look like a team that is now enjoying their time here at the EuroVolleys. That wasn't the case after the 3-1 loss to Czechia. They were really disappointed. And they cut it fine against Ukraine. Against Bulgaria and Austria, victorious by 3-1 on both occasions.
CEV Trendyol EuroVolley. Ano, tak ještě jednou. Dej se mnou, kluci Greece, Řecko.
So final scoreline, Austria take their first set of the tournament, 25-20, but the bounce back from Greece, convincing. 25-18, 25-12, 25-14. Final tale of the tape. Greece improving their special teams delivery a lot. 11 aces, 7 blocks, superb. Austria not bad though. 7 aces, 7 blocks, and a better percentage of winners as well. Probably going to have a look at one more graphic. We are, before Martina grabs an interview for us. Set of contact points for Greece. Not as good as I thought, actually. I thought Tani was in the main zone for a little more than that, but I mean overall it's still 60% in a position where the setter can run pretty much all of her attackers. And the 40% out of system, the wingers coped with it very well. There we go, proud Hellas celebration. Yusuf Stradiadu, one of the top scorers again, had another good game through the middle. Time to get down then to Martina. On the sideline with the player we just named.
One. How does it feel?
It feels great. It was our 4th match until now. We will enjoy it until tonight, and tomorrow we have a difficult match against Serbia, so we will try to give our best.
What was the key to this victory?
I think to stay together and play as a team, because we will have good and bad moments, but the most important thing is to play as a team.
What's the message you would like to share with the fans here and in front of TV?
Sorry, tell me again, because I couldn't hear you.
Do you want to say a few words to the fans?
The atmosphere is great, and we are so grateful to be here. And thank you to the fans too, who are supporting us from everywhere.
Very nicely put from Adrini, and many thanks to Martina for her work down there on the court side. And that puts Greece in a good position. 8 points now in the bag. 3 wins from 4, just behind their opponents Serbia tomorrow. And that now makes the Czechia v Ukraine game very important. And Bulgaria v Austria, Bulgaria v Czechia even more important. Those are the 2 closing games for Bulgaria. If they want to get to Ukraine, Ukraine really need a win against the hosts this evening. That's all from game 1 on day 5 here in Brno. Austria putting up a really good challenge, but Greece in the end overpowering them to win it in 4. Thanks for your company here on EuroVolley TV. From me, Simon Gold.
You want me, push me, you want me, push me.